Hey everybody, welcome into the Fallout Shelter. I want to thank you for joining me. This is a story that's a little different from what I normally bring in, but it's something that I'm passionate about. It kind of pisses me off. It's pedophile Epstein suicidal. And yeah, I call him pedophile because he is a registered sex offender for soliciting sex with a minor and for all the other stuff that he has gotten in trouble for and been in trouble for. So, I'll go straight to the story. Jeffrey Epstein on suicide watch after accused sex trafficker is found injured in New York jail. Now, I'm skeptical of any news story, and I'm skeptical as if this guy's ever actually even been in a jail and if this is all an act and all of his rich politician buddies are protecting him, or is somebody sending him a message in jail because they're afraid he's going to run his mouth and his rich politician buddies are telling him to shut it or they're going to shut it for him altogether. I don't know, but for the point of this is the story. Accused sex trafficker Jeffrey Epstein is on suicide watch after the wealth financier was found mysteriously injured in his cell in a federal jail in New York City, WNBC TV reported Wednesday night. Yeah, he's wealthy because he was the pimp of children to the politicians. According to sources, officials do not know whether the wealthy financier tried to hang himself, if he staged a suicide attempt, or if he was assaulted. The former friend of President Donald Trump and Bill Clinton is accused of sexually abusing dozens of young girls at his New York and Florida residences in the early 2000s. No, this guy don't look like he would hurt anybody. Accused sex trafficker Jeffrey Epstein is on suicide watch after the wealth financier was found mysteriously injured in his cell in a federal jail in New York City, WNBC TV reported Wednesday night. Epstein, who was arrested in early July on federal charges, was on the floor of his cell in a fetal position when he was discovered, sources told NBC. He was semi-conscious and had marks on his neck when he was found. Epstein may have tried to hang himself in the lower Manhattan lockup, according to sources who spoke with WNBC TV. But another source said Epstein's injuries were not serious and raised the possibility that he may have used the incident to try to obtain a transfer from the jail. A fourth source who spoke with NBC said the officials have not ruled out the chance that Epstein was assaulted in the Metropolitan Correctional Center. Well, I can tell you very firsthand that people in jail that are pedophiles do get attacked more than people who aren't. Another inmate in that jail where Epstein is being held without bail has been questioned about the incident. NBC reported that the inmate was Nicholas Tartaglione, a former Orange County, New York police officer who was arrested in December 2016 and accused of killing 4 men in an alleged cocaine distribution conspiracy. I don't understand exactly why we're going to hear so much about this guy in this story, but it's here for a reason. I don't know why. Sources told WNBC that Tartaglione claimed that he did not see anything happen to Epstein and said he did not touch him. They must be cellmates. Tartaglione's lawyer told the station that his client and Epstein get along with each other and that Epstein was seen at the jail Wednesday and appeared to be fine. Well, there's so many directions this story could go. Tartaglione has pleaded not guilty in his case. What does it matter what he's pleaded in his case? This story's not about him. It's about the pedophile Epstein. Spokesman for the Metropolitan Correctional Center, the U.S. Bureau of Prison, and the U.S. Attorney's Office for the Southern District of New York, which is prosecuting Epstein, did not immediately respond to requests for comment. CNBC has also reached out to Epstein's lawyers and requesting a comment. Bruce Barquette, a defense lawyer for Tartaglione, said in an email to CNBC, "Any suggestion that Mr. Tartaglione assaulted anyone is a complete fabrication." Well, I didn't know anybody had accused him. They didn't mention that in the story. The story is being leaked to retaliate against Mr. Tartaglione for complaining to the court about the deplorable conditions at the MCC. No, because prisoners don't complain about the conditions in prison. No, they just love it. That's not a big deal. We made those complaints on Monday in open court. We warned the judge that officials at the jail would retaliate against Nick because we have been exposing the inhumane conditions at the facility. Well, there's you some predictive programming. Epstein, 66, was indicted this month on charges of sex trafficking and conspiracy to commit sex trafficking in U.S. District Court in Manhattan. He faces up to 45 years in prison if convicted. If convicted. He's got a lot of wealth, rich friends that he supplied a lot of young girls to. A judge last week denied him bail of upwards of $100 million because he represents a danger to women if released and his risk of flight due to his vast wealth. That's the most common sense thing that's been in this story. Judge Richard Berman, and if all this is true, he must be a fair judge. Thank God they still exist. Judge Richard Berman also noted the fact that Epstein had in recent months made large payments to potential witnesses against him and the discovery by FBI agents of a trove of lewd photographs of young women at his Manhattan townhouse. Why is he not being charged with tampering with witnesses then? That's another charge on this man. It's bullcrap. This newly discovered evidence also suggests that Mr. Epstein poses ongoing and forward-looking danger. The judge wrote, Mr. Epstein's dangerousness is considerable, includes sex crimes with minor girls and tampering with potential witnesses. Okay, well, he needs to be charged with that, not just worried about it. It ought to already be brought up. There's some Trump partying with Jeffrey Epstein in 1992. Nah, Trump's a good guy, y'all. I just don't find, not even going there. Epstein, a former friend of President Trump and Bill Clinton, has pleaded not guilty in the case. Prosecutors say he sexually abused dozens of underage girls from 2002 through 2005 at his New York City townhouse in Palm Beach, Florida, who visited him under the guise of giving him massages. A 14-year-old girl shouldn't even be giving him massages. Epstein pleaded guilty in 2008 to state prostitution charges in Florida related to an underage girl. He served 13 months in custody in that case, but spent much of that time on work release. He was not prosecuted on federal charges at the time due to a non-prosecution agreement he reached with U.S. Attorney Office in Miami, which was headed at the time by Alex Acosta, who just resigned as the U.S. Labor Secretary after controversy over that deal. Yeah, there's some controversy over that deal. You signed a deal to let a child molester go. What is wrong with people? I mean, really, what is wrong with people? Look, I don't really know exactly what happened, but I think we've all got enough of the story now to know that something happened, and he's already a registered sex offender for the solicitation of sex with a minor. Look at that face. Is that the face of a caring, loving individual? You make the call. If you like this video, you know what to do. Thank you, and God bless you, and have a great day.